Welcome to I See the Light. I am Queen G. I am the light. Okay? This is an energy reading for what is today's date? The July the 22nd. Let me see what time it is. It's 6:20 a.m. on a Friday morning. Let's get it in. I hope this is reaching you all in good spirits and high vibrations and you're not letting anybody dim your light, okay? And if they do, well, what do? Go back, retreat, light that bitch back up for the world to see. Okay, so I just had a moment of writing. When I say God just spoke through me, because I've been asking God to speak to me, strengthen my abilities, make my abilities stronger, strengthen my discernment. Give me the power. Give me more power, not to use for bad, but for good. It's just like when you practice what you preach. Practice, get better. So that's what I'm doing. So anyway, I just started writing and I forgot the writer in me and the poet in me. It was always there. I used to like to write, but I wasn't the best at spelling and things like that. So I kind of get toured from it. And that's just my point. Like when Satan steps in your mind and has your mind thinking that you're not good enough. That's how Satan gets you. You'll never be a worth of anything. You'll never make it in life. You're not better than me or whatever. Or the better person's going to get it and it's not going to be you. All those negative things are just in your mind, right? But you got to live by your heart, because if you live by your heart, that's where God is. God dwells in us, right? And then God gives you all these gifts, and these gifts are from love. Gifts, only the good gifts come from God. Your gifts, like um, if you're good at doing hair, or you're good with children, that's a gift from God. If you're something that's up for the highest good, is the good of God. Okay, so you thinking you're good at playing mind games on somebody, then you're working for the devil. That's just basically what it is. I don't know how to explain it any other way. Say for instance, you get praise because you're good on the basketball team, right? And you go to church and you love God. Okay, then you're gonna make it. See, but then you have the other side where you get praised because you're playing basketball good, and you have all the holes and the people that idolize you. Well, you may make it, but something bad is gonna eventually happen to you, or you're gonna end up, lonely, broke, you know, beaten up, not able to, nobody to love you. Something's going to happen to you. So it's always, and then you're going to be living in hell, which you thought you were living in heaven because you were fooling yourself, because you were deceived by the devil. Because as long as you're doing it for the higher good, you're going to make it. Well, I would really just want to get to, like, back to home where I came from. So, because I'm Earth Angel, I'm not supposed to be here. So when I came down here, and I and I and I and I realized how the world was, I was instantly sad. I've been a sad kid. I was a sad ass kid because everything was so foreign to me. Like when they say naive, my picture should have been in there. Okay, because still am. And that's why I know now God's waking me up to this stuff, because he wants me to see that what's been going on with me has just been the devil fucking over me and trying to keep me asleep, trying to keep me sleep, trying to distract me from my gifts that's going to get me back to home where I want to go. Okay. So the other day, I was sitting out under the cloudy sky. It looked like it was gonna rain, And actually I had bought my son the book, the alchemy book, for his birthday, right? And so I got it a day early and I said, "Ooh, I'm going to have a chance to read this book. I'm going to read this book in one day." Now, mind you, I've never read a whole book. I mean, I've glanced through books, I've read parts in books. I've probably only finished maybe like two. I'd say maybe I've finished like two books, but I'm serious. Just not read a whole book and was interested, because the devil at a young age told me I couldn't read, I couldn't write, I was dumb, and I didn't do the. So I got detoured from educating myself, like reading books or feeling like I could enjoy a good book or whatever. I never could find anything that interests me other than spirituality stuff or art or stuff like that. So anyway, make a long story short, I had went to the library and got some books on some stuff. What I get, a library book on some witchcraft. I got a library on fairies, and I got another one on oneness with the we all one. And then I haven't started that one yet. But then, so I got the alchemy book for my son because I seen great reviews on it. But I said everybody should read that once. If you're into spirituality, read that book. Yeah. So this was July the 20th. So on that day, day for my son's birthday, that day I dedicated that whole day just reading. And so I was like at the last 18 pages and I was struggling. I was lying. I'm not lying. I was at the last 18 pages. It just seemed like the pages kept adding on and adding on. I was like, I'm struggling. I'm gonna go outside. It looks like it's cooling off out there. It's a little cloudy cast. I'm gonna go look at the clouds and sit outside and just try to finish this book off. So I go outside and I'm reading the book, but I'm amazed by the clouds because I'm talking about, if you're a cloud reader, it's so many clouds. I couldn't keep my eyes off the clouds. The whole sky was covered with clouds, but the clouds were so beautiful. And I couldn't stop looking at them because you could see the blue sky, white clouds, then gray clouds over all of that. So it was like three dimensions, you know what I mean? Like three levels. And so it was just so easy to see figures if I looked. I just was looking for figures, images. Okay? And these are the ones that I saw. The first one, I can't remember what order, but I have been praying for God to reveal Himself to me any kind of way He can. I just be wanting to see you. I just be wanting to see you, feel your love on you, know you're there. I just like the clues. I'm amazed by, not like to the point where sometimes I be tripping, but sometimes I be like, just like, whoa, look at that. And I think that because I get excited about stuff, but I don't get excited, but I do get excited. It's just weird. Just different times, different reactions. Really weird. Something that I should be like, oh my gosh. I'll be like, oh wow, that's wow. So okay. In one image or one vision that I seen in the clouds, I saw a heart, right? It's a heart with a lady inside of it, sideways like this. Kind of like a picture, you know how a picture in a picture frame? Yes, it was a heart with the lady's image in it. You see the little wet her face, her boobs, her breast, her waistline, her body, the whole portion, like it was a silhouette of a woman in a heart. Okay, that was beautiful. This is all on the same day. When I was sitting outside reading my alchemy book, or my son's alchemy book that I bought him for his birthday. Okay, and then I also saw two red birds. Now, one red bird came and sat on the house next door to me and kind of looked at me like, "Do you see me?" And I said, "Yeah, I see you." And it flew into the bush. And so I was still sitting there tripping, like, "Wow, that's amazing. Thank you, God." I'm thanking God for seeing the red jay and thanking the red jay for acknowledging me. So then here comes another red bird. And I was like, wow, there's two of them. They're coupled up. They're a couple. It flew into the bush. So I was like, oh, isn't that so sweet? Thank you, God, for letting me see that they were coupled up. And as soon as I said that, over my head came two dragonflies, coupled up, They were right side by side with each other, zooming on past, going on their way, coupled up. And I said, "Whoa, that's amazing, God." So then I saw another heart. I saw one angel. That was no. The first thing I seen was one angel in the clouds. That's one I did see. I didn't draw that picture, but I drew these pictures of what my images, the visions that I saw, and then I was looking. I kept trying to go back to the book, but I couldn't keep my mind off the clouds. And then when I looked up, I seen it looked like a skull. And I said, "Now, I don't think that that is of God. I don't think God's going to let me see a skull." So I tried to ignore it. So I went back to reading like or looking around for something more to interesting, more of God, pleasing from God. Okay. So I kind of ignored it for a while, and I kept looking at it, but every now and then something said glance back up, and as it glanced up, it became a whole face. A whole face. It became a whole face. It gradually started from a skull, like evolution, and it eventually had eyes, a nose. I mean, his lips were so big I could kiss him. I could see his shoulders, his chest, his wing mass just took over the whole part of my vision. Um, he had hair like fire. He looked like what is that? Oh my goodness. He looked like a what's the word? Those like like when Dragon Ball Z or those characters that are like anime that have the hair that goes spiky out like that. Well, that's how his hair was. It looked like fire. It looked like it was all going up at an angle like fire, or maybe because he was zooming down, so his hair might have been flying back. But yes, he stood there and looked me face to face. We looked at each other and I told him, "I see you." Like, wow. I'm just sitting there amazed, like, look, I can actually see his eyebrows, his nose, his lips. I seen his chest, I seen his arms, I seen the wingspan of just the beginning of the wings, not the whole wings, because it's just how big he was. He was huge. And it was like he was right in my face like this, looking at me like, "Here I am. You want to see me." Let me tell you what else I saw. That was July the 20th while I was reading the Alchemist book. I also saw another heart over there because I seen an airplane coming by and I was like, "Whoa, this is crazy." And then when I seen the airplane, I was like, "Man, the airplane looked different." But then I was looking at it, I was seeing it double, and I said, "Oh my, I'm seeing it double." I said, "So all these images that I'm seeing, they mess around and don't even be real because I'm seeing doubles anyway." Ha ha ha. And then so that's when the heart showed me, like, "No, look at this. Here goes a heart." Then I seen a man that was standing sideways, and he was pointing like that away, like telling me the direction to go, like he's trying to tell me go that away. And I drew them all down, and that was all in like 30 minutes or an hour of me sitting outside. I experienced all of that, so I know all of that was God. See, he's here. Like the love of God is here. And then when they know that you know, or that you are different, and they see that difference in your eyes, the light that shines in you, that everybody tends to love, they turn to hate. They take your love for granted, baby. God sees it. And that's why God's showing me all of these things. He's preparing me for something big. And it's funny because I'm just sitting here, ducked off, trying to figure it out. And these videos will be legendary. An Earth Angel's Journey. Journey home. Peace, love, and light. Never let anybody dim your light. Stay up and stay bright for the world to see. And remember, we're all one.